after seeing a corpse inside the jade slip that Wang Lin had given her. The beautiful woman struggled to suppress her shock and explained that the corpse was only a divine sense imprint of the divine emperor, making it impossible to identify without seeing the real corpse. However, the corpse inside the jade kept appearing in her mind and caused her heart to pound. Wong Lin calmly said that if she could not determine it, they could forget about it, since he had never placed much hope in the matter. She immediately asked whether Li Yunzi had also received the same jade. Wong Lin confirmed it. After thinking, she respectfully asked for 7 days to give him an answer. Wong Lin explained that he had accidentally discovered the corpse but could not retrieve it, which was why he had asked her to identify it. The cunning woman realized that Wong Lin had not truly given up on the jade and that he had deliberately prepared these jades, giving one to Li Yunzi first and then one to her. She then said she probably could not attend Wong Lin's coronation ceremony and left. Wong Lin watched her depart and thought that he had already cast out the bait. Now he only needed to see whether all heaven and the Corpse Sect would be tempted. He was certain they would be. Wong Lin then turned to Moji, removed his armor and cloak, revealing a white robe, and greeted him after many years apart. Moji remarked that nearly 1,000 years had passed since their last meeting. Wong Lin recalled their predestined reunion and the rainy night when they had first met, suggesting they debate the Tao again. The two left the hall and sat beside the volcano where Wong Lin cultivated. Wong Lin gave Moji a bottle of wine and recalled his understanding that rain was born from the sky and died on the earth, with the process between them representing life. Moji remembered that, while stationed on planet Suzaku for his teacher, he had gone out walking on that rainy night and unexpectedly met Wong Lin. He believed Wong Lin would eventually have comprehended his life and death domain even without Moji's guidance. Wong Lin explained that sometimes a person could almost understand something while still being blocked from enlightenment, no matter how much they thought about it. Moji also recalled their second meeting in the Suzaku tomb, when he had wanted Wong Lin to become the lord of planet Suzaku but had underestimated him. He had never expected Wong Lin to become the Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor by their third meeting and was genuinely happy for him. As they drank, they recalled the past 1,000 years as though they had returned to the temple on that rainy night. Moji observed that Wong Lin's life and death domain had reached completion and transformed into something he could no longer comprehend. He recalled his teacher's words that all domains were connected to one state of mind. When the heart changed, the domain changed as well. He suggested this might help Wong Lin. They continued debating the Tao until early morning. When Moji left without attending the coronation ceremony, he carried 4 pieces of jade Wong Lin had given him. Their information was enough to shock the entire alliance, so Moji needed to deliver it to his master and then to the other 3 alliance forces. Because of Wong Lin's vague hints, Moji understood the situation concerning Chu Yun and naturally would not involve his teacher. After Moji left, more people came to congratulate Wong Lin, but he met none of them. Soon, the day of his coronation arrived. The Vermilion Bird Divine Sect was filled with excitement, while elders and members of the other 3 sects arrived to witness the new Divine Emperor's coronation. The traditional ceremony lasted an entire day. After the other 3 sects departed, the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect returned to normal. Many members focused on cultivation, while the elders learned of the plan to rescue the Azure Dragon Divine Emperor and entered closed-door cultivation to maintain their peak condition. Wong Lin then appeared at the edge of the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect's burning starfield, where an origin soul resembling a middle-aged man floated before him. The man looked at Wong Lin with kindness and satisfaction, saying that although Wong Lin was not the most talented person he had met, he was the one who satisfied him most, making him confident about leaving the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect to Wong Lin. He regretted not having enough time to give Wong Lin his complete inheritance. He feared he would not return from the Alliance headquarters, but regardless of the cost, he would obtain the Rain Celestial Realm Crystal. He explained that 90% of his origin was here and that he would absorb all the avatars he had scattered, while 10% remained with his physical body. After obtaining the crystal, he would use a secret origin soul transfer method to send it to his body. Once Wong Lin received the crystal, he should save the Azure Dragon Divine Emperor if possible, but if not, he must protect himself first. Because of the white flame, his body would not decay for 3,000 years. Every 100 years, Wong Lin was to cultivate near it and absorb its stored fire origin energy. which would greatly aid his cultivation if Wong Lin faced a life-or-death crisis. However, he should not worry about the body and could use the 9 mysterious transformations to detonate it, perhaps allowing himself or the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect to survive. The middle-aged man reluctantly looked at the burning starfield and the distant Vermilion Bird Divine Sect planets. He told Wong Lin that he was leaving and would also search for news of Wong Lin's senior brother, Qing Shui. He placed his hand on Wong Lin's head and hoped Wong Lin would not blame him for leaving such a difficult situation behind. He then turned and walked away, appearing elegant and relieved as though released from countless years of pressure. The man revealed that his name was Lu Yun and that he had been born in the ancient Qi refiner world. He became the alchemy boy of the 4th generation Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor, who did not abandon him and taught him Qi cultivation. At age 1.327, he achieved some accomplishments as a Qi refiner and followed the Divine Emperor, witnessing the glory of the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect. At 2.945, he became an elder. At 4.760, he became a head elder and passed his first Heaven's Blight. At 6.215, he received the Vermilion Bird Mark and achieved his first awakening, becoming the strongest among the awakened. At 7.912, with the 4th Divine Emperor's help, he completed his second awakening and was selected as the next Divine Emperor and young Lord of the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect. At 11.463, the Tattoo clan invaded from outside, and the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect helped the Celestial Realm fight them. Afterward, the 4th Divine Emperor left with the other 3 Divine Emperors for the outside world and designated Lu Yun as the 5th Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor. At that time, Lu Yun had just passed his second Heaven's Blight with the 4th Divine Emperor's assistance. He then learned a heaven-shaking secret about the 4 Divine Sect. They were not natives of the Sealed Realm but had come from outside long ago. He learned that the first Divine Emperors and members of the 4 Divine Sect had originated from a small cultivation planet during the era of the ancient Celestial Realm. That planet was the root of the 4 Divine Sect and their road home. It remained under the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect's control, with the other 3 sects raising no objections because very few knew of it. This had been the deepest secret of the 4 Divine Sect since the first generation of Divine Emperors, and even Celestial Emperor Qing Lin had not known about it. After the 4 Divine Emperors took control of the brilliant Void Star System, they created many similar planets to confuse outsiders, while the first-generation Divine Emperors used various methods to conceal the original. After thousands of years, something strange happened in the Celestial Realm, causing all creatures in the world to become confused and fall into a state of chaos. The middle-aged man explained that he had once become confused under an unimaginable power. What he thought was only a moment actually lasted 3 months. When he regained consciousness, the Celestial Realm had already collapsed. The new Azure Dragon Divine Emperor ignored his warning and went to investigate it, but never returned. Several hundred years later, the collapse caused chaos throughout the brilliant Void Star System, and the Cultivation Alliance emerged with the brilliant Void Realm behind it. The Alliance obtained most of the reigned Celestial Realm's inheritances through an unknown method. Before the middle-aged man could investigate the Azure Dragon Divine Emperor's whereabouts, his 3rd Heaven's Blight arrived years early, forcing him into closed-door cultivation. During this period, the Cultivation Alliance attacked the 4 Divine Sect. The Black Tortoise Divine Emperor betrayed them. Although the middle-aged man seriously injured him, he could not kill him because of his 3rd Heaven's Blight. The White Tiger Divine Emperor died in battle, and even his corpse was taken. The Alliance believed the war was merely a struggle for control of the brilliant Void Star System. But the real reason was that the brilliant Void Realm had used an unknown method to make the Black Tortoise Divine Emperor betray the 4 Divine Sect and uncover its greatest secret. However, it only knew the secret, not the location of the cultivation planet connected to it. The planet had been transformed by the 4 first-generation Divine Emperors and showed no abnormalities, while only each generation's Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor knew its exact location. As the war intensified, the middle-aged man threatened the alliance with the 4 holy treasures. But even his power could not preserve the secret, which concerned the survival of the entire 4 Divine Sect. He eventually revealed the planet's location. The brilliant Void Realm also feared the 4 holy treasures and could not immediately verify the complicated secret. So the war gradually ended. The middle-aged man then took the 4 Divine Sect into hiding. Severely injured, He refused to die because his death would cause the sect to collapse. And he had not found someone to inherit its secret. He survived through a spell while enduring his third heaven's blight for countless years. Before disappearing, he entrusted Wong Lin with the four divine sect's deepest secret and ordered him to remember and pass it on. The entire four divine sect originated from one planet, which could be considered a door. The four first-generation divine emperors divided this door into four parts and concealed them within four cultivation planets scattered across different regions. After the ancient celestial realm disappeared and the world was divided into four celestial realms. The four planets ended up in four different star systems. The middle-aged man had revealed only one location to the brilliant void realm, Wong Lin's birth planet. Planet Suzaku. He then transmitted 3 ancient star maps showing the other locations, though he did not know whether they had changed or what they were called now. Wong Lin was deeply shocked. He never expected planet Suzaku to be the key to the conflict among the Alliance, the brilliant void realm, and the four divine sect. He now understood why an avatar of the old divine emperor had remained on planet Suzaku. Why Moji's master had ordered him to stay there. And why Lu Mei and even the Tattoo clan had appeared there. During the previous 3 years, Wong Lin had gradually learned about the old divine emperor's avatar, Wong Lin. Before leaving, the middle-aged man told Wong Lin that if the burden became too great, the four divine sect had no hope of recovering, or the heavens truly wanted it destroyed. Wong Lin did not need to force himself. He then disappeared, leaving Wong Lin stunned in the starry sky for a long time. At that moment, an almost transparent origin soul covered in red lines flew toward the Thunder Celestial Temple. It was Li Yunzi, who desperately called for Master Flamespark to save him. Master Flamespark immediately arrived, restrained him, and sent origin energy into his body. The red lines shrank but could not be expelled. Li Yunzi briefly regained consciousness and said that the Corpse Sect had ambushed him while he was returning. Master Flamespark forced him back to sanity and demanded an explanation. Li Yunzi revealed that the Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor was Wong Lin and that Wong Lin had ordered him to deliver a jade to Master Flamespark. On the way, he was ambushed by the Corpse Sect and inflicted with the seventh heaven poison. His physical body was gone, and because he had not reached the Nirvana Shatterer stage, he could not suppress the poison effectively. He struggled to open a crack in the void and retrieved the jade. Then coughed out essence origin energy and fainted. Master Flamespark examined the jade and was greatly shaken by its contents. The elders passed it among themselves, and all reacted with shock. Some questioned whether the information was true, while others believed it was impossible, especially the claim that even Nirvana Shatterer cultivators could be seriously injured or killed with a single finger. Master Flamespark reminded them of the Moon Beast, causing the elders to become startled. Before he could continue, Master Flamespark suddenly became respectful as if receiving a command. He then ordered all heaven to stop all battles with the Alliance and summon every Nirvana Scryer and above cultivator, telling them to await his command after he returned from the four divine sect. The same scene occurred within the Corpse Sect, but the jade brought back by Li Yunzi caused the Corpse Sect to fall into complete turmoil because of its contents. The Corpse Sect was located in the southern region of the Alliance. With a coffin at the center of the region, Li Yunzi knelt before it and handed over the jade that she had obtained from the four divine sect after explaining everything that had happened. Although the jade appeared completely ordinary, it contained information capable of causing a catastrophe throughout the Alliance, especially within the Corpse Sect. An invisible force pulled the jade toward the central coffin, and a dried hand suddenly reached out from the largest coffin and seized it. Black tendons and red flesh covered the arm, which emitted an ancient aura. At the same time, an overwhelming yin energy spread out, forcing Li Yunzi to retreat. A powerful divine sense then entered the jade, causing Li Yunzi's face to turn pale and her origin soul to tremble. The divine sense was filled with tyrannical killing intent and an intense feeling of bloodlust, as if its owner wanted to break out of the coffin, destroy the stars, and slaughter all life. When the voice asked Li Yunzi's name, she immediately knelt and identified herself as a disciple before the third king. She had never expected the jade to awaken the third king. Li Yunzi had originally believed that the information might at most awaken the fifth king. But the terrifying slaughter divine sense made her realize that she had greatly underestimated the corpse recorded within the jade. Almost every Corpse Sect disciple in the southern region sensed the Third King's divine sense and immediately stopped what they were doing to kneel in worship. The Third King rewarded Li Yingzi for bringing back the jade by granting her access to the corpse pit and permission to enter its 6th floor to choose a corpse. He then asked whether she knew what corpse was recorded inside the jade. Li Yingzi cautiously guessed that it belonged to an ancient god from primordial times. The Third King laughed excitedly and confirmed that it was indeed the body of an ancient god. But not an ordinary one. It belonged to an 8-star royal ancient god. The greed in his voice was so overwhelming that even the origin energy of the surrounding starfield changed. The Third King immediately ordered all Corpse Sect disciples to gather. Use the blood of the heavens to open the 9th layer of the corpse pit, and take out 8 bodies. 8 of the 9 kings of the Corpse Sect would personally leave, while all the sect's elders were to return. The Corpse Sect was determined to obtain the royal ancient god's corpse. His thunderous order spread throughout the southern region, causing every Corpse Sect member to tremble and acknowledge it, setting off a huge storm. Li Yingzi then admitted that she was uncertain whether the information in the jade was genuine and became anxious because the entire Corpse Sect had mobilized its forces based on the information she had delivered. If the jade proved false, she would have to bear unimaginable consequences. The Third King reassured her that since the Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor had instructed her to bring the jade there was a 70% chance that the information was true. Given his status, the 4 divine sect would not casually spread false information, as doing so would amount to provoking the Corpse Sect, All Heaven, and the other alliance forces. Nevertheless, the Third King decided to personally visit the 4 divine sect. The 2 pieces of jade thus became like invisible hands influencing countless people, creating an undercurrent that signaled the arrival of a heaven-shaking event. Meanwhile, after Moji returned to the Chu Yun country, the 3 jades were quickly delivered to the other 3 powerful alliance forces. At the same time, because All Heaven had declared a ceasefire, large numbers of cultivators withdrew from the battlefield. The Corpse Sect also stopped trading with both sides and rapidly returned to its sect. And these unusual movements attracted the attention of the alliance cultivators. Wong Lin, who had caused all these changes, remained calmly within the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect. He sat beside the volcano and cultivated while a large thunder toad sat nearby, surrounded by flashing thunder and crackling sounds. Knowing that a major war was approaching and that he had little time left, Wong Lin focused on improving his spells as much as possible so he could survive the coming battle. He was also waiting for the Corpse Sect and All Heaven to send people to him, confident that the 2 different jades he had sent would force both forces to come. Wong Lin possessed an extraordinary mind but had rarely relied on schemes in the past. Not because he was incapable of doing so, but because his previous status limited what he could accomplish. With the 4 divine sect now supporting him, however, he could openly employ such schemes. He had deliberately revealed the information about the ancient god, and everyone understood that he must have had a purpose behind doing so. If he had not become the Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor, spreading such information would have brought disaster upon himself, because the Corpse Sect and All Heaven would have simply captured and interrogated him. Now, neither side could do that because they also had to consider the alliance cultivators, a third force they could never reconcile with. In addition, the mysteries surrounding the 4 divine sect and its former status as the overlord of the star system were enough to make them hesitate, since the cost of war would be too great. This was the true reason Wong Lin dared to spread the information. Wong Lin also knew that his identity as an ancient god was no longer a secret among the powerful cultivators of the Alliance star system. During his time in the Demon Spirit Land, he had displayed his full strength, and the dream of ancient times had also appeared. So it was impossible that these powerful cultivators had not developed suspicions and speculations. This was one of the main reasons Wong Lin had readily agreed to accompany the old Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor. If he had refused, his severe injuries would have made it difficult for him to move, and he would have been hunted continuously until he was eventually captured. Because of this, spreading the information about Tuo Sen was even more credible. There was also no need for Wong Lin to lie, because once the forces reached the land of the ancient god on planet Suzaku, they would immediately be able to determine whether the information was true. Wong Lin wondered whether All Heaven, the Corpse Sect, and the Cultivation Alliance would be able to deal with Tuo Senator, but he soon stopped thinking about it. Luring the 3 forces to planet Suzaku was only the first part of his plan. He had another foolproof plan. Wong Lin then looked toward the Thunder Toad beside him. Although it appeared to be sleeping, strands of fire origin energy were entering its body. After arriving at the Four Divine Sect, Wong Lin had released both the Thunder Toad and Mosquito Beast so they could cultivate independently. The Thunder Toad had come from the Black Tortoise Divine Sect the previous day and found Wong Lin through their connection. Wong Lin wondered why the Mosquito Beast had not yet arrived. The elders of the Azure Dragon Divine Sect had said that they saw the Mosquito Beast leave before them. And although it was slower than the elders, it should have arrived by then. He suppressed his doubts, thinking that perhaps the Mosquito Beast was simply being playful and had been delayed for a few days. Wong Lin then formed a seal and pointed toward his own body. His face became strangely red, showing a trace of pain. Normally, with his control over fire origin energy, it was difficult for him to feel unbearable heat, much less sweat because of it. Yet large drops of sweat appeared on his forehead. After enduring this for a long time, Wong Lin finally exhaled a mouthful of foul air. A flash of red appeared, and a broken sword was slowly pushed out from his chest. The broken sword was completely red, and the moment it appeared, an enormous slaughter energy erupted from it, immediately charging out of the planet and even forcing the flames surrounding the planet to pause and retreat. This broken sword was the source of the gray-robed All-Seer's slaughter energy. After the battle at the Demon Spirit Land, the broken half had remained inside Wong Lin's body. During the 3 years he spent healing and cultivating, he had also slowly refined the sword. The portion that had been inside his origin soul had already dissipated, leaving only the broken sword within his body. After 3 years of refining it, Wong Lin had gained a basic understanding of the sword and believed that once he completely refined it, he could cultivate the celestial slaughter art again without danger. He would no longer risk exploding after reaching 1 million strands of slaughter energy. Wong Lin had not forgotten this slaughter energy because he had cultivated it for many years and reached a considerable level in it. With the help of ancient demon Bei Lu, he had eventually understood the danger of the celestial slaughter art. If he continued cultivating it, his body would collapse and transform into a genuine strand of slaughter energy, making him something belonging to the gray-robed All-Seer. Although he had been forced to abandon the art and felt regret over it, that regret disappeared when he looked at the broken red sword. Wong Lin's right eye lit up, releasing a sea of flames that surrounded and slowly burned the sword. He formed a seal with his right hand and pointed between his eyebrows, causing his ancient Thunder Dragon origin soul to fly out and release a mouthful of essence origin energy. His second origin soul, formed through the 9 mysterious transformation, also opened its eyes and released another mouthful of essence origin energy. Fire and thunder essence origin energy combined with the flames around the sword, causing the flames to intensify violently. Thunderous rumbling continued as the edges of the broken sword began to melt. But cold slaughter energy emerged from the sword to resist the flames. Wong Lin was familiar with this resistance, as it had occurred every time he refined the sword before. However, he had no intention of wasting time because he needed to completely make the sword his own so that he could cultivate the celestial slaughter art again, which was an extremely powerful defensive spell. Before completing his first transformation, Wong Lin would not have been confident, but now he was 70% certain. He intensified the flames in his right eye, pointed toward the sky together with his second origin soul, and unleashed an unimaginably powerful fire from his origin soul through his right hand. Forming a sea of flames in the sky, he commanded, "Flames, gather!" And all the fire origin energy on the planet trembled and gathered toward him. Even the burning star field was affected. Once a massive amount of fire origin energy had gathered, Wong Lin directed it toward the broken sword, greatly accelerating its melting. At the same time, the slaughter energy released by the sword also became stronger to resist the flames. Wong Lin then sent his second origin soul from his right eye toward the broken sword. He formed another seal and spat out the 18 Hell Celestial Sealing Stamp. He summoned Magic Arsenal, Master Void, All-Seer, and specks of light surrounded the sealing stamp before forming the figures of 2 souls, Master Void and the All-Seer created from the fusion of the 2 avatars. The 2 trapped souls immediately rushed toward the broken sword and, together with Wong Lin's second origin soul, surrounded it and helped refine it. Wong Lin then pressed his left hand down toward the volcano beneath him. The volcano rumbled, black smoke intensified, and an enormous heat wave carrying red lava surged out. With a wave of his hand, Wong Lin controlled the magma like water, causing it to surround the broken sword and form a 100-foot-wide sphere of magma, further increasing the temperature inside. Wong Lin was willing to pay any price to completely refine the slaughter sword left by the grey-robed All-Seer. He used his second origin soul, Master Void, the All-Seer, the world's fire origin energy, and the lava to accelerate the refining process. He remained beneath the magma sphere and continuously controlled the fire origin energy to enter it. After 12 hours, Wong Lin could no longer maintain this intense refining method for long, as his origin energy and even the celestial origin energy he had obtained by devouring dozens of celestials were being rapidly consumed. Finally, his eyes flashed brightly and he roared, causing the magma sphere to explode into countless burning fragments. The broken sword could no longer withstand the tremendous heat and completely melted. Wong Lin's second origin soul devoured the melted sword and returned to his body, while Master Void and the All-Seer's souls returned to the 18 Hell Celestial Sealing Stamp. After cultivating briefly with his eyes closed, Wong Lin saw a red sword slowly condense before his second origin soul. It radiated powerful slaughter energy that could surge out with a single thought. However, refining the sword had consumed a great deal of its original slaughter energy, leaving fewer than 1 million strands. So Wong Lin would have to continue cultivating it and replenish the slaughter energy. He then took out a black trident from his storage bag. But before he could do anything, his expression changed as he looked upward, and guilt and sadness appeared in his eyes. He sighed that he still had to give someone an explanation for this matter, put the trident away, and disappeared on another planet nearby, which was also one of the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect's main planets. Numerous fiery red mountains covered the beautiful landscape. At the highest peak, a beautiful woman named Ling was kneeling motionlessly with a bitter expression. Before her stood a black stone carving of Wong Lin, with the entrance to a pitch-black cave behind it. A cold-looking youth in black sat beside the statue and calmly cultivated without looking at her. Ling pleaded with him through tears to let her enter the cave, but the youth coldly refused. Just then, a sigh echoed through the sky. Ripples appeared on the mountain peak, and Wong Lin stepped out. The youth immediately became excited and respectful, stood up, and greeted Wong Lin as his master. Ling expression became even more bitter upon seeing Wong Lin. Wong Lin nodded to 13 and gently asked Ling to take him to meet her great-grandfather. Ling cried and told him that her great-grandfather would not last much longer. The guilt in Wong Lin's eyes deepened, and he waved his sleeve before disappearing with Ling After they left, a pair of eyes lit up inside the cave. Wong Lin's original body opened his eyes with the same guilt in them. The star-marked sable rested on his shoulder and occasionally licked his neck, while Wong Lin sat upon bones in an eerie scene. Elsewhere, an extremely old white-haired man sat on the wall of a city in the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect, drinking wine with madness in his eyes. He lamented that he had wronged his second and third brothers and repeatedly apologized to them. He poured wine into his mouth while tears flowed from the corners of his eyes, causing the wine to mix with his tears and become deeply bitter. Rather than drinking wine, it seemed that he was drinking his own tears and the bitterness in his heart. A ripple appeared behind him, and Wong Lin and Ling arrived. Seeing the old man's appearance, Ling tears increased, and she tried to take the wine from him, but Wong Lin stopped her. Wong Lin sighed, walked over to the old man, sat beside him on the city wall, picked up a wine jug, and took a large gulp himself. At the same time, in the central region of the Alliance star system, dozens of mosquito beasts passed through the area. Their eyes were completely red, and an aroma perceptible only to mosquito beasts spread through the air, seemingly controlling and attracting them. 3 young men in yellow robes stood before the mosquito beasts, each holding a strange incense and carefully using it to lure the herd. One of them greedily remarked that he had not expected the Alliance star system to contain giant mosquito beasts and that if the 3 of them brought these beasts to meet their elder, they would receive a great reward. His manner of speaking was noticeably different from that of people from the Alliance star system, indicating that the 3 young men had come from outside the Alliance star system. Wong Lin and Master Yi Chen silently drank wine together while looking at the distant red sky and the rolling heat waves. Master Yi Chen bitterly lamented that his third brother was dead and his second brother's origin soul had dissipated, leaving him as the only surviving member of the 3 Chen brothers. Wong Lin regretted having asked the three brothers to accompany him to the demon spirit land. Master Yi Chen initially looked at him with hatred, but his anger gradually faded into bleakness. He acknowledged that cultivators walked a path against the heavens and that death was inevitable, and that the three brothers had voluntarily followed Wong Lin. However, he deeply hated his own low cultivation level, his inability to resurrect his two brothers, and his inability to avenge them. Ling brought more wine, while Wong Lin gave Master Yi Chen his own jug. Wong Lin then promised that ancient devil Ta Jia, the one who killed his brothers, would soon be someone Master Yi Chen could personally kill and that he would be able to avenge them. Wong Lin explained that life and death were unavoidable on the path of cultivation and that one had to gradually see through both their own life and death and the deaths of others. He recalled hearing a child's nursery rhyme while returning an old friend's ashes to his hometown. Realizing that even a simple rhyme could express the sorrow and impermanence faced by cultivators, Wong Lin told Master Yi Chen that once he saw through these matters, his pain would lessen. However, when Master Yi Chen asked whether Wong Lin himself had seen through life and death, Wong Lin admitted that he had not. He then left, appearing even more lonely and desolate than Master Yi Chen. Afterward, Wong Lin sat beside a volcano and recalled the events of the past. Because he had not been able to see through life and death, he had endured more than 1,000 years of pain and loneliness and would have to continue enduring them as he walked the endless path of cultivation. Before him was a crystal coffin containing Li Muwan, whose appearance was peaceful as if she were merely sleeping. To Wong Lin, no woman in the world could compare with her. As he gently touched the coffin and looked at Wan he felt as if he had returned to planet Suzaku. At that moment, everything else seemed to disappear, leaving only himself and the woman who had accompanied him for more than 1,000 years. His loneliness gradually contained a small trace of warmth that entered his origin soul like an illusion across the river of life and death that might disappear at any moment. Yet he could not look away. Li Muwan had been Wong Lin's only hope throughout more than 1,000 years of cultivation. He imagined that when she awakened, they would find a secluded place unknown to anyone else and quietly settle down together. This simple wish was Wong Lin's greatest desire. Through his long cultivation and endless loneliness, he finally understood the feelings between Zhou Yi and Qing Shuang, a spiritual hope, perseverance, struggle, and unwillingness to accept fate. Wong Lin then made a heaven-defying determination, declaring that even if the heavens wanted Wan to die, he would bring her back. The Vermilion Bird Divine Sect's planets contained many volcanoes formed under special conditions, and their eruptions frequently caused the earth to tremble, black smoke to fill the sky, and lava to rain down like the end of the world. While Wong Lin sat at the mouth of a volcano, an eruption grew increasingly violent. Black smoke covered the sky, darkness spread across the land, and a pillar of red lava shot upward. Rocks were pulled into the lava and scattered into the air, while waves of heat and magma surged less than 10 feet from Wong Lin. Although the world around him seemed to be collapsing, Wong Lin never looked away from Li Muwan's coffin. As lava covered the volcano and spread across the surrounding land, turning the world black and red, Wong Lin watched the eruption and recognized that it contained the power of mountain crumbles. He had deliberately waited for the volcano to erupt so that he could use it to comprehend Bai Fan's fourth spell. Mountain crumbles, together with Wan as his witness. The eruption also shook another distant volcano, which began releasing smoke and lava. Wong Lin closed his eyes and recalled Qing Shui using mountain crumbles in the slaughter realm. He had previously gained a trace of understanding of the spell from a volcanic eruption in the demon spirit land. But the feeling had been weak and he had lacked the time to contemplate it because of the dangers there. Now, however, the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect possessed countless volcanoes, and with his increased fire origin energy, Wong Lin was gradually gaining a deeper understanding of the mountain crumbles spell Qing Shui had left for him. Wong Lin and Master Yi Chen silently drank wine together while looking at the distant red sky and the rolling heat waves. Master Yi Chen bitterly lamented that his third brother was dead and his second brother's origin soul had dissipated, leaving him as the only surviving member of the three Chen brothers. Wong Lin regretted having asked the three brothers to accompany him to the demon spirit land. Master Yi Chen initially looked at him with hatred, but his anger gradually faded into bleakness. He acknowledged that cultivators walked a path against the heavens and that death was inevitable, and that the three brothers had voluntarily followed Wong Lin. However, he deeply hated his own low cultivation level, his inability to resurrect his two brothers, and his inability to avenge them. Ling brought more wine, while Wong Lin gave Master Yi Chen his own jug. Wong Lin then promised that ancient devil Ta Jia, the one who killed his brothers, would soon be someone Master Yi Chen could personally kill and that he would be able to avenge them. Wong Lin explained that life and death were unavoidable on the path of cultivation and that one had to gradually see through both their own life and death and the deaths of others. He recalled hearing a child's nursery rhyme while returning an old friend's ashes to his hometown. Realizing that even a simple rhyme could express the sorrow and impermanence faced by cultivators, Wong Lin told Master Yi Chen that once he saw through these matters, his pain would lessen. However, when Master Yi Chen asked whether Wong Lin himself had seen through life and death, Wong Lin admitted that he had not. He then left, appearing even more lonely and desolate than Master Yi Chen. Afterward, Wong Lin sat beside a volcano and recalled the events of the past. Because he had not been able to see through life and death, he had endured more than 1,000 years of pain and loneliness and would have to continue enduring them as he walked the endless path of cultivation. Before him was a crystal coffin containing Li Muwan, whose appearance was peaceful as if she were merely sleeping. To Wong Lin, no woman in the world could compare with her. As he gently touched the coffin and looked at Wan he felt as if he had returned to planet Suzaku. At that moment, everything else seemed to disappear, leaving only himself and the woman who had accompanied him for more than 1,000 years. His loneliness gradually contained a small trace of warmth that entered his origin soul like an illusion across the river of life and death that might disappear at any moment. Yet he could not look away. Li Muwan had been Wong Lin's only hope throughout more than 1,000 years of cultivation. He imagined that when she awakened, they would find a secluded place unknown to anyone else and quietly settle down together. This simple wish was Wong Lin's greatest desire. Through his long cultivation and endless loneliness, he finally understood the feelings between Zhou Yi and Qing Shuang, a spiritual hope, perseverance, struggle, and unwillingness to accept fate. Wong Lin then made a heaven-defying determination, declaring that even if the heavens wanted Wan to die, he would bring her back. The Vermilion Bird Divine Sect's planets contained many volcanoes formed under special conditions, and their eruptions frequently caused the earth to tremble, black smoke to fill the sky, and lava to rain down like the end of the world. While Wong Lin sat at the mouth of a volcano, an eruption grew increasingly violent. Black smoke covered the sky, darkness spread across the land, and a pillar of red lava shot upward. Rocks were pulled into the lava and scattered into the air, while waves of heat and magma surged less than 10 feet from Wong Lin. Although the world around him seemed to be collapsing, Wong Lin never looked away from Li Muwan's coffin. As lava covered the volcano and spread across the surrounding land, turning the world black and red, Wong Lin watched the eruption and recognized that it contained the power of mountain crumbles. He had deliberately waited for the volcano to erupt so that he could use it to comprehend Bai Fan's fourth spell. Mountain crumbles, together with Wan as his witness. The eruption also shook another distant volcano, which began releasing smoke and lava. Wong Lin closed his eyes and recalled Qing Shui using mountain crumbles in the slaughter realm. He had previously gained a trace of understanding of the spell from a volcanic eruption in the demon spirit land. But the feeling had been weak and he had lacked the time to contemplate it because of the dangers there. Now, however, the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect possessed countless volcanoes. And with his increased fire origin energy, Wong Lin was gradually gaining a deeper understanding of the mountain crumbles spell Qing Shui had left for him.